In the final decade of the 21st century, men and women in chemically fueled rocket ships landed on the moon. By 2200 AD, with the perfecting of atomic propulsion, they had reached the other planets of our solar system. Almost at once, there followed the discovery of quanto-gravitatic hyperdrive, through which the speed of light was first attained and later greatly surpassed. And so at last, mankind, now banded together in a single federation, began the conquest and colonization of deep space. United Planets cruiser C-57D. Now more than a year out from Earth base on a special mission to the planetary system of the great main sequence star, Altair.
Warm in here, Skipper.
Yeah. Jerry, you...
There's Altair right on the nose, Skipper.
Jerry,
You have got to stop cutting them this close.
This is close?
Yeah, there's the hull temperature alarm. Put us in the shadow of the first planet out from the primary.
Aye, sir.
Coolers, Quinn.
Aye, sir. Great, Jim, cooling stations, on the double.
Someday you're going to bring us out right inside some star.
Yeah, and you'll probably court-martial me for it.
It's getting hot again in here.
Yeah. Listen.
It's air friction on the hull. Another one of them new worlds.
Jerry, can you make out anything down there?
I may be missing some individual structures, but there are no cities, ports, roads, bridges, dams. There's just no sign of civilization at all.
I doubt that little Bellerophon party had built up a civilization in 20 years.
You ever ask yourself why they never sent word back?
Oh, they might have cracked up on landing.
Well, they could have made man's first contact with an alien race.
You think aliens would necessarily be hostile?
No, be anything from archangels to man-eating spiders, or a combination of both.
Sir, we're being radar scanned.
That's it.
Welcome to Altair 4, gentlemen. I am to transport you to the residence. If you do not speak English, I am at your disposal with 187 other languages along with their various dialects and subtongues.
Well, colloquial English will do fine, thank you. This is no offense, but you are a robot, aren't you?
That is correct, sir. For your convenience, I am monitored to respond to the name Robbie.
Well, it's a nice climate you have here. High oxygen content.
I rarely use it myself, sir. It creates rust.
Nicht so schnell!
Have no apprehension, sir. My built-in reflexes are infallible.
He says to keep your shirt on, Skipper. His built-in reflexes are infallible. Well, speak English, for Pete's sake. At least watch where you're going.
Not necessary. I do everything by positronic transfiguration.
Activate the disposal unit.
He's as tame as a kitten.
Outside of the range of my daughter's influence, it's still a deadly wild beast.
How does she do it?
How would you explain it, Doctor?
The medieval myth of the unicorn.
Well, myths aren't exactly in my line, Doctor.
Well, the unicorn was like a snow-white horse. The legs of an antelope, and the tail of a lion, and a single straight horn which grew out of the middle of his forehead. He was the wisest and most savage of beasts. Yet more than a beast, because with all his soul, the unicorn worshipped purity. And when he met a maiden in the forest, he'd run gently to her and kneel before her. She'd sit down, take his fierce head in her lap, and lull him to sleep.
Just a routine checkup from the ship.
You know, Skipper, there's still 2 or 3 questions I'd like to have answered.
Yeah, that tiger of hers.
Personally, I still prefer the medieval explanation.
Oh, you mean that?
Most old superstitions have their roots in real science.
Yes, alchemy, transmutation of metals is elementary atomics nowadays.
And nowadays, any schoolboy knows that the brain sends out electric impulses. The brain itself is monitored by the glandular system.
Oh, so you take an exceptionally fine human brain and a totally unawakened female body.
Sure.
And
now, isn't it just conceivable that its quantron waves could set up some special and soothing resonance in the reflex patterns of a wild animal?
of course, it'll be a pity, won't it, when the time comes that she has to lose a gift like that.
Yeah, I guess it will. But you know, every now and then, even a very fine thing can be replaced by something finer still.
Oh, like what?
Love.
Oh, you're quite a heart specialist, Doc. Next of kin is Mother.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's all that's left of him.
I'll take care of this for you personally, John.
Thank you, Steve.
It's at the fence, sir.
Fire!
the blasted thing's invisible!
Alta, nothing is ever really lost. About 1 million years from now, the human race will have crawled up to where the Krell stood in their great moment of triumph and tragedy. And your father's name will shine again, like a beacon in the galaxy. It's true, it will remind us that we are, after all, not God.